Good afternoon, guys. It's December 13th, 2022. Today is Tuesday. We had a CPI news and lots of movement in the pre-market after CPI, during CPI, and in RTH, right? So it was a roller coaster ride. So I would suggest to stay away, right? As usual, when there is a big move, happens before open, it's better not to trade, Otherwise, you will get screwed both ways. So most of the time that is the case, so anyway, so Monday and Tuesday's price action is important. So Monday, we had some move. Tuesday we had another kind of move, right? Overall neutral day, but we had a wild swing, right? So I think people are waiting for FOMC for tomorrow. So CPI will decide in tomorrow's FOMC. Regardless of CPI news at 8:30, we are going to focus on buyers as long as ES is above this area, right? And NQ is about this, so they are still there. Price is about this area overall, right? This writing was written before CPI, right? So before CPI, these were the levels, right? But then during CPI, price went all the way to 4180, which is way above. NQ went to 12300, right? So now this statement doesn't apply anymore at that point in time during RTH, because you can't assume or think that, hey, price is about this, so we'll only take a long, right? Yeah, it makes sense. Overall view wise, buyers are there about this area, right? But when price is trading at 4140 of the open, if price goes down, let's say right of the open, so how far you will allow price to go before you change your mind that, hey, you know what, now I'm not going to favor longs, neither short, or something. But that was a more than 100-point gap here, right? So in during day trading time frame, you have to level up. You have to find your level, which is higher up, as a kind of a line in sand. And if price goes through it, your view can change. You can take a reactionary shorts below that line, or above that line. You can continue to defend long, right? You don't have to wait for this, okay? So I'll explain you later on in the chart, right? So but that's the view, okay? Now going into here, right? So when I wrote the note, this was a preferred sellers area, right before, even during CPI, right before CPI, price even took care of this area, correct? Then it was holding this area as a support. And then right before CPI or around CPI, the move started right from here, right? And then it went higher, all the way up. NQ, preferred sellers area, same as ES. See that? Both of them started the move up, straight up in 5 minutes, all the way up to here, right? So at this point, usually 8:30 I am outside, dropping my son to school. So usually any 8:30 moves, I don't trade because I'm not here. But then till open, it was right here at the top. So price already moved so much, right? So now you can't go long right of the open right here in NQ and ES both, right? So you have to come up with some intraday line in set that you want to rely on to go long, right? So I waited. Actually, we waited in the Discord, right? But before here I said 4110 is a good long location. It's a super aggressive regardless, because it was right here, 10 was right here, around this, right? And NQ I said 115 to 150, that's the area which is right around in this area, and blue lines are very good usually, right? So, and ES also blue line here, see that? So when price came down here, I was watching this thing slowly, in the morning, patiently. So it was coming down, 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 down. I waited. When it was close to 4110, I ran out of the patience, because internals were holding well and everything good, right? So, and this was 4095 was the final line in sand. This one was long location. So I jump ahead of it, 1213 I went long, and then I was hoping that price will at least go back to 27, or 37, because at that time while it was coming down, I said 37 is the intraday line in sand for sellers. if they are there, they will defend 37. Otherwise I won't break above 37 and I'm ready to go long again means, so I took a profit right here is this 26 27 area, which is right around here, right? And then during also here I said on the way down I said draw a line at 20 also, so price went through the 20s, right? And then here it pulled back in a smaller time frame at 20, so there was a long here also targeting 37 or higher, so that's the long also I took it, right? At the same time NQ also you can do all this thing parallelly, but the key was 37 intraday sellers price has to take out, and NQ 300 where the sellers were, so I said intraday sellers price has to take out those, but instead price got a response back below this 27 and 20. So that was the bummer, so that something is off. Now sellers are in control intraday along with the buyers from the overnight, so now it's a mixed picture, right? But still 4095 was the line, final line, and NQ 1112.15, this area, that I put it in Discord, 150 to 115. So 115 was like a last level, right? So which was this 112, matching up with our line right here, right? So that's where I took a long, here and here both together, right? And then DM price even sliced, little bit went up, but then you know what, it sliced through it, right? And then so here, so at this point I knew that below 4110 sellers might have most control, but still buyers can defend because of this up move strongward, right? And internals were still good, not that bad at that time. So I took the long here and then I waited, it went there, come back, went there, come back, went there, come back. So finally I cut it at 90, so I got a 5-point loss here, and then NQ also I did the same thing, cut it off. Then at that point, I said, you know what, now 10:30 I don't want to trade, I'm done with the trading for today, because the whole idea was sticking with the longs, but now price pierced through the line in send intraday, right? And then also it held the seller's line which was 37. So now I know mixed picture is going to be there, both buyers and sellers are every support resistances, rotating price action, so I didn't want to trade at that point, so I stopped trading it, right? But and then later on if you are trading it, so at the same thing I also told in Discord also, you guys stop trading, there is no point now trading shorts, you can't do it because of this up move. Any point buyers can step in like this, see that here backup sellers, see that turn into buyers area here, see response, right? See even this support also responded, see that everything, even this support also responded, right? And then finally at the end of the day even this aggressive buyers also responded, right? Here also it responded, see that? So all the support you see the responses, right? And so that's why it's difficult to hold shorts unless you pick the right location, right? So what is the right location? So right location is when I said 95 and this 112.15 is a line in sand, right? Or this 115 to 150 area is a line in sand, right? And when price slice through it, right? So NQ also here you can go long, pink line, see that? So longs were there, you just have to wait for a right location, So if you are trading later in the day, this 95 was a good short, because before that you can see there is a lot of downside momentum, right? And then so here you can short at 95 because that area has a confluence also here like this, okay? And since price was able to reach here all the way up to backup sellers area, it doesn't have to go a lot to reach this CPI low, right here. So most likely if it comes here, right, it is going to come here eventually, because now it's like too far down, right? If it was here then I wouldn't think, but now it's too far down, right? So you have to wait for a location to short, right? You can short here at 86, right? But 86 is too close considering the volatility and the range. 86 bounce, it's too close, you need some higher bounces, so 95 is the obvious level, which is because that was the line in sand I gave you, final level, right, for buyers to hold. So this was a good level. At the same time NQ bounced back up to this 112 128 line also here, right? They were close to VWAP also, see that here. So this was a good location to short. Now you can target CPI low even. But then before that, price, you have to make sure price goes through this, right? So here you can take a profit right here, and here also when price slice through it, right, and then pull back here. Now you can short, because now you don't have to wait for a bigger pullback, right? Even though if it stop you out, you can even short right here again, because now it's so close to this CPI low, it will come there, eventually. So you just to manage it, So here you can short also, target here, and then you are done, because at this point you cannot think about price is going to continue to tank, because now you can see the momentum also. There is a momentum to the upside also. Internals were not even liquidation high, right? So, and we know buyers are still there above 39.90 in ES, right? And technically, if you forget the CPI move, then technically it's still holding above aggressive buyers area. See that? So that's why you can't even continue to short or assume that price is going to tank. So here you can call it a day off, because now move up, move down, all the way down. Now it's going to chop, 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 and that is what happened here. See that? So overall, see, this kind of move is not healthy for the market. It's like somebody is just manipulating these things, right? So it goes up and then come down, same point. That is what is been going on since from last 4 weeks now. So this thing needs to stop. Like news driven move before open and then opposite move, right? So there is, even though we know that usually it reverses back, we can't just rely on it and then blindly short. We still have to play our cards, read it, and then trade it accordingly, right? So you have to keep that thing in mind. Now there is a reason damn thing closed right here, so because it's waiting for FOMC. So tomorrow most likely it will pick up right from here in this area, in both of this, and then it will go up like this or go down like this. So we'll see how it goes, and that'll be all for today.